What's your name? Horatio also. All right. So we remember that this is a fraction. Remember, you don't have to write this down if you remember this. And it is x divided by y. When I do x divided by y, what do I get? What's the result? Now, is that decimal still a rational number? It's 50-50. We talked about it Friday. Yes, the decimal is still rational. Okay, so everyone's cool with that? That's the first piece of background stuff that you have to remember before we go on to today. Everyone's good with that? Okay, now the next thing you have to remember before we go on to today is this. There's 1. Waylon. Yeah, no problem. There's 2. Are those rational numbers? Just 1 and 2? Technically, yes, because they're technically over 1, aren't they, Steve? So everyone's cool with that? Again, this is background. We talked about this on Friday. Right? So what then is this rational number right there? Approximately, because we can't do it exact because I didn't measure, did I? What would you call that red line? Stephen and TJ say it's 1.5. Is there something else you could call it? Could I call it 1.5? Could I call it that?
Yes.
Okay. Could I also call it 3 halves?
No, it's not 3 halves.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
3 halves. Is everyone cool with that? We're still on review, right? This is all stuff you guys already know. You may have forgotten it, but you knew it at one point. Everybody good? Yeah? Okay. Now, you guys need to be aware then. Is your hand up, Marcus, or are you just chilling? Okay. You need to be aware then. Now, I'm going to put a purple X on the line. I need you guys to tell me, you don't have to write it down yet, give me an estimate of what you think that number is. Do you understand? Now remember, you can give me that estimate as a decimal, as a fraction, or as a mixed numeral. Okay? There's the X. TJ, what do you think it is? So TJ is going with 1.9. 1 9/10. I'm sorry, I just screwed up what I was going to say. TJ is going with 1 9/10, which is the same as, 1.9. So is everybody good with that? Is TJ's estimate okay? Are we happy with that? I'm happy with that. That's pretty good. Now the question becomes this. What lives in here between 1.9 and 2? Infinity again, isn't it? What would be any number between 1.9 and 2?
4.
1 10/11 would be 2.1. So here's where it breaks down. Everyone's okay to hear, right? So in here has to be 1.9, right? But then it's got to have the next decimal place. Everybody remembers this, yes? Just like money, 1.91. 1.92, 1.93. Everybody good? This is not news to anyone, right? Everyone's cool? No, we're not doing Mario Brothers, but I will tell you a funny Mario Brothers joke.
Yeah.
What kind of pants do the Mario Brothers wear?
That was
No. Denim, denim, denim. Denim, denim, denim. Get it? Because whenever you go in and fight the boss, it goes denim, denim, denim. And denim is the material that jeans are made of. I know, right? I'm so funny. Somebody stop me.
It's so funny that I forgot to laugh.
Like you did that.
Yeah, I did laugh.
So clearly you did.
Yeah.
Little star there.
I like your joke. So I like your
very
joke.
casual.
I like your joke, so I have to crack my own joke.
Okay, so everyone's good with the background? We're all cool? Okay. Did I give you guys the package of notes on Friday? I did, right? But we weren't going to be using it Friday. We're using it today. We did? Yes. Okay. Go to the first page of that, if you would be so kind. Yeah. That's a very healthy attitude, Sam. That is the exact right attitude to have. Because nobody is good at something when they first start. Unless they're weird, freaky naturals at something. That's what I said. Okay. So we talked about everything on this page, the background to it on Friday. So you guys should be able to help me out a little bit here. Rational numbers include three things. What is one of the things rational numbers are? Don't all answer at once. It's hard for me to tell who's saying it. Well, maybe if I write the first one, it'll remind you of the other two. I'll try that. The first thing they are is positive and negative whole numbers. Everybody cool with that? Okay, great. What's the second thing they are? Maybe it will help you if I show you what we did on Friday. These are the background notes we did Friday.
Oh, there were different groups.
Fractions! Good job, TJ. Can they be positive and negative? Yeah. Positive and negative fractions. And what is the third thing a rational number can be? Starts with a D, ends with an L, has ecima in the middle of it. Dominic, they are positive and negative decimals, but one of these has a rule about it. Which of these has a special rule about it? Fractions, decimals, or whole numbers? Kyle. Decimals have a special rule. They have to do one of two things. Do you remember what either one of them is? Oh, they can repeat. They have to repeat. They must repeat or end. Right? So, don't write down what I'm about to write. I'm going to put it in a weird color. Do not write this down. 1.3725 ... Is that rational?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't end, and it doesn't seem to repeat. Right? Okay. What about this? What if I change it to that? Is it rational now? Why? Because the 5 is repeating. Got it? Everybody cool? What about this? Yes. Oh. Fortunately, I have one right here. No, that's the pre-diploma one. You know what? In this unit, it's the work that's different, but all the first 7 lessons are the same. So just go ahead and use this one. Now, Waylon, can I offer you a piece of advice? 3 holes, 3 claws, and a binder. Okay? Thank you. Rational or not? Why? No, nothing repeats there. 3, 7, 2, 5, 6. Dominic. Because it ends at the 6. Everybody good? Awesome, possums. You're not possums. It's a good thing. Because if you were possums, I would already have run from the room screaming.
I like possums.
Possums, I do not like them. They creep me out, Stephen.
Yes, they are.
They are very creepy. Okay. So we all remember what rational numbers are. Okay. On this number line that I have here, does this number line show whole numbers, fractions, or decimals? Whole numbers, and they're all rational. What do we know about the ones over here? Anything that you know. These guys are the positives. What else do you know as we move right on the number line? Kyle. Oh, okay. You read my mind, Kyle. What do we know about the ones on the left? They're negatives. Nice. And I'll do the negatives in red. Because in financial math, when you're in the red, you're negative. Okay? So what do we know as we go to the right, what happens to the numbers? Do they get bigger? Do they get smaller? What? Bigger. This way is increasing. And what math shows increasing? Told you guys there's only 4 kinds of math. Add, subtract, multiply, and divide. What of those 4 shows increasing? Adding and multiplying. Add and times. What shows decreasing? Subtraction and division. Everyone cool? We're still good, right? Okay. I have a number line here. What does this number line show? Fractions, decimals, whole numbers? Or do you not know? You don't know. It doesn't say. So who's the boss of this number line?
All of us.
You are, because it doesn't tell you how to do it. Now the question says, I want two numbers between 2 1/3 and 3 3/4. Now we've already talked about how number lines work, haven't we? How many numbers exist between any 2 points on the number line? Infinite. So how many answers are there to this question? Infinite. So it should be pretty easy to get the right answer, yeah? So the first thing we have to do is label our number line. What are we going to label it with? Fractions? Whole numbers? Decimals? How should we label it? So we're going to start with whole numbers and then cut it into fractions?
Yes.
So what number should we put first, TJ? You would put the 2 1/3? I would put the 2. Which makes this what? That would make, if this was 2 1/2, that would make that 3. Does that help me? No. Why? I got to go up to 3 3/4. So what should I make this big one? 4. Which makes this what? 3. Everybody cool? Now I need a number on this number line between 2 1/3, which I'm going to put in a blue dot, and 3 3/4 that I'm going to put as a green dot. Where does 2 1/3 live? Which, on the way to 3, because it's bigger than 2, isn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and put a blue line right about there. Does it have to be exact? No, it doesn't. There is my 2 1/3. Does everybody understand why? Because I'm starting at 2, and then I have a little bit more than 2. Cool? And it goes up to 3 3/4. Now I gave you a hint for 3 3/4. What did I put on your number line? A dot, to help you out in case you'd forgotten. Now the question says find 2 rational numbers between there. So I need numbers in here. And how many numbers live in there?
Infinity.
Infinite. So is it easy to pick 2? What's the easiest one that you can see right on that piece of paper that is in between? Jamin. Well, that's not quite the easiest one, but you're absolutely right. 3 1/4 would be a good one. Kyle, did you put your hand up? The big 3, absolutely right. 3. Can somebody name another? Now it gets a little bit harder. Pardon? I need numbers between there. Nobody can pick one more of the infinite numbers that are between there?
Oh.
O is not a number.
And
Pardon? 3 2/4, which would be 3 1/2, wouldn't it? Don't worry, we're going to review fractions tomorrow.
I know.
Is everybody cool with that? Now let's look at this for a second. Have we covered all 3 types of rational numbers? Do I have a whole number? Yep. Do I have a fraction? Yep. What's missing? A decimal. Cole, can you think of a decimal? In between on the gray line here, can you think of any decimal between there that would work? 3.1. Can anybody think of another? 2.5. 2.6. 2.0. I was just going to say. Excellent. Okay. Everyone's cool? How long could we sit here giving answers to this? Forever. Because there's an infinite number of answers, isn't there? Ethan. Right? Hayden. Yeah? Yeah. I have a Nathan and an Ethan, or an Ethan, in every one of my classes. Some of them have both, including my homeroom. So I'm getting confuzzled. And Hayden, I remember Cole's name because he's Hayden's brother. I know. Not that one. You're Hayden Dieter's brother. I know. But the fact that I remember it by Hayden, and his name is Hayden, but then I have so many Nathans and Ethans, and Hayden sounds a little like Ethan, or Nathan. See, I can't even keep myself straight. All right, everyone is good? Every single one of you can find one of the infinite right answers there? Because on your first quiz, I'm going to ask you to do this with the number line. And some of you are going to leave it blank. And that will be silly, won't it? Because there's an infinite number of right answers. Everyone cool? All right. So now let's see if you can really do it. What's different about 1A? Keon. They're negatives. So the only difference is, do we go left or right? Left. So we got to go to 1 2/5. Well, here's -1. Do I go left or right of that to get to 2/5? To the right. It's negative. So 2/5. How do I know how far 2/5 is? It's already divided into 5 for me, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is super easy, right? So how many steps do I go left? 2. And that's where I put my first boundary line, right? So everybody can go ahead and put a boundary line right there, correct? Now, 2 1/3. Does that work with this, the way this number line is drawn? Does 1/3 work? It doesn't, does it, Stephen? Because this is in fifths, right? So who has to be the boss of where the other line goes? Us or the number line? Us. So it has to be -2 1/3. So we got to guess in here, don't we?
Yeah.
How far do we go? Say when I should stop. Stop? You say stop there? That looks like half to me. So where should I go? I'll go again. Tell me when to stop. You can see the red dot.
Stop. Yeah.
Are we happy with that?
Yeah.
Are we? Now, is that exact?
No.
No. Is it close enough?
Yeah.
So in here is where the answers are, correct? And how many answers are there?
Infinite.
Infinite. Does this number line give me the 2 answers I need? Does it? Is this one of the answers? Is that one of the answers? Is it between the 2? So is that one of the answers? So it would be -1 and how many fifths? 3/5. Now somebody give me a whole number answer that's correct. And it can't be TJ. What's a whole number answer that's in between here? No, TJ. I know you know what you're doing. -2. Because it's right there. Right? Now somebody give me a decimal answer that would be right. Dale? -2.1. Is everybody cool? Is everyone cool? And how many answers could we fill in there? Infinite. Every one of you could find 2, yes? Okay. Now, let's look at the next one. And I'm not going to help with this one. Is this number line labeled?
One thing.
Only one thing. So who's in charge of this number line?
Us.
You are. How are you going to label it? You guys try and do that question. I'm going to go get your textbooks for the day. You guys try and do that one while I'm gone. I'll be gone for like 2 seconds. Well, longer than that. You know I'm exaggerating.
1, 2, not bad.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so who's ready to explain it to me? Oh, not you this time, TJ. How come? What makes it different?
You don't know
A
it.
lot of numbers.
A lot of numbers.
Say it louder, TJ. Say it louder. Come on.
Are there signs?
All right. Let's start with this guy because he's negative. What direction is negative from 0?
Left.
Left. Excellent. How many steps do we need to go? 3. 1, 2, 3. So can I make that negative 0.3?
Yes, you can.
What does that make this? Negative 0.2. What does that make this? Negative 0.1, which means every step is 0.1, correct?
Yes.
So what does that make this?
0.1.
0.1. What does that make this?
0.2.
What does that make this?
0.3. 0.4.
So on and so on.
0.6.
Great.
7.
So there is the positive boundary. Where does the answer live? Where does the answer live?
Anyway.
Anywhere in here.
0.4.
Is 0.4 okay? Great. Give me another one.
0.5.
Give me a 0.3. Give me a negative one. Excellent. I was just going to say, now I want one that isn't on the number line.
0.3. Yeah, 0.7.
No, because 0.7 would be off here. No, I don't want it to be on the number line. Notice 0.4 is on the number line. 0.5's on the number line.
0.0.
Yeah, 0.04, which would be in here.
Negative 0.1111.
0.111, which would be in here. Everybody good? Yeah? We can move on?
Why not?
Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're not going to be looking for numbers between. We're going to be looking for numbers totally. Now, least to greatest. What does that mean in math? In math. Pardon? No.
The smallest fraction.
Smallest to the biggest, which in math on a number line means what, TJ?
Left to right.
Right. Least to greatest means left to right. Okay? So let's take these numbers and let's put them on a number line. Number line for A. Who's the boss of it? You are. Why?
Because we are going.
Because it's not labeled, is it?
We overpower paper by bill.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at the numbers we have to deal with. We got some negatives and we got some positives. Correct? Gnarly. My buddy's sending me a text and he knows I'm in class.
I love the
No.
Send him the pissed off face.
No, I won't, because he also knows that I'm supposed to remember to put my phone on silent.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite text tones. In one of my favorite movies ever, they go to a dead body and it's a science class. They go to a morgue so they can see a dead body, and they show the guy takes the heart out of the dead body, and there's a bunch of kids faint, but then the surfer kid, who's a real pain in the butt kid, the surfer kid says, "Roar, gnarly." And that buddy of mine surfs, so I use that for him.
Okay then.
I'm pretty sure I know what movie you're talking
What movie am I talking about?
about. I don't remember his name.
So you're not pretty sure.
What movie is it?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that, but I can't remember.
If you have, you're lucky. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start this at, I am going to put 0 in the middle. Right? Now, since this has a ton of fractions, or a ton of decimals, what should I do for my numbers? What do you guys want to do? What do you want to make this one right here? TJ.
So that one, 0.1.
You want to make this 0.1?
Negative.
You want to make it negative because it's on the left. You want to make it 0.1? But we have to go all the way down to 1.7. I would make this -1, which makes this what?
No, -7.
Oh,
-7 is
Positive 1. Guys, I got to find something because you can't see the dot, can you?
yeah, no.
My old computer, I could get a big purple circle around it. I'm going to have to do something so you guys can see it. So if this is -1, what is this? -2. And what is this? Yeah, I'll have to go to cursor options. That's +2.
Don't start.
Now, all I need to do is put these numbers on the line, don't I? I'm going to start with a red dot for 0.3. Where would 0.3 be? Is it positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay. Does it get all the way to 1?
No.
No, it only goes a little bit along the way.
It doesn't say no.
Everybody cool? Everyone happy with that? So there is 0.3. Now I'll do a blue dot on 0.3 repeating. Is that bigger or smaller than 0.3?
Bigger.
Bigger. How much bigger?
A lot bigger because of all the other numbers.
But it's only 0.33. 333.
But it's repeated.
Yes. So it's right there. Everybody cool? Yeah, the light is bad, but I can make it bigger for you for this part. How's that? Is that cool? Okay. Then I'm going to do a green dot for negative 1.7. Where would that live? To the left. How far?
Almost at 2, but not.
Almost at 2, but not quite.
No, that.
And I'll do a gray dot for 0.6. Where does it live? Does it get to 1? Does it go past 3? Yeah. So there's 0.6. And then I need one more colored dot. Let's go with pink. On negative 0.6. Where would that be?
That would be the same place.
In the same place, but on the negative side. So now the question says, put them into order. I want to go least to greatest, which is left to right, correct? So what's the furthest number on the left? Negative 1.7. What's next?
0.6.
Negative 0.6. What's next?
Decimal 3.
0.3. Then what?
Decimal 3.
0.3 repeating. Then what?
Decimal 6.
0.6.
Yay.
Everybody got it? Put them on the line, and you all know how to count, and then read them from left to right. Right? Cool. Let's do the next one. This one's a little different, because this one has numbers on it, doesn't it? So this number line is our boss this time, correct? What is each number divided into? How big is each slice of this number? Nobody can tell me how many slices there are here.
Oh, there's 4.
Which means what fractions are they? Fourths. 1/4, 1/2, 3/4.
And then 1.
And then another quarter, half, 3/4, right? Okay, so let's start putting these on the number line. I'm going to put a black dot at 3 1/4. Where is it? Is it positive or negative?
It's positive.
Positive, out to 3, and then where?
And then 1.
One more quarter.
No.
There's 3 1/4. Let's put a red dot at negative 3/4. Left or right of 0? Left. How many steps on this number line? Negative 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Everybody cool? Nobody's confused yet, right? Blue dot, 4/8. Okay, so that's 2/4, isn't it? So where is negative 2/4? Right there. Negative 4/8. Now, how many people feel they might need a reminder of how fractions work?
No.
Well, you're only you. There's 18 other kids in the class, TJ. Do we want to do a reminder of how fractions change, how they look? Because I'll do it tomorrow. I should do that? Okay. We'll do that tomorrow. And a green dot at 1 3/4. Where's that? Where's my 1? Find 1 and then go 3/4 more than that. So is that right or left of 1? Right. 1, 2, 3. 1 3/4. And finally, our pink dot goes where? -2 3/8. Is that on the number line? It's not on the number line, is it? But it's just a little bit past 2, correct? So there's 2. It's right here. Right? Now, can I put this in order from left to right? What's the lowest number? -2 3/8. What's next? Just go along the line. What's next? Go along the line. What's next?
Excuse this interruption to your classes, but the grade 10 students from A to L, please head down to the rotunda to pick up your photo card and then into the library to have your photo taken. Bring your package with you if you're buying one. Thank you.
-3/4. What's next? -4/8. What's next? 1 3/4. Is everybody cool? Okay, listen up. Here is your first assignment. You're going to do these two, and then I'm going to give you a book. We're going to talk about that book after you've done these two, okay? While I'm handing out the books, you guys try them, okay? Go. Sorry, these books are yours. You can keep them and write right in them. So I would put my name on them if I were you.
There you go, bye. Yes, each day I'll listen to the people ask. It's always remember me.
Keon. Diego. Ryan. Helena. Or is it Helena? I always ask. Helena. No, I know that, but he was making fun of me. Asked it. I heard you, Keon. You went, Helena, like I'm an idiot. Just like Maya could be Mia. Have people ever called you Mia? See? And you tell me once and I remember. Right, come on. Oh, thanks. It's Keon, not Keon.
With your knife,
It's Keon, that's right. Yeah, okay. Damon? Steven? Steven, I haven't asked you. You like Steve or Steven? You like Steven better? Okay. Sam, did I remember you? Good. As soon as Harmeet gets back. Okay. I'm just putting the right answers on here. Was everyone able to do the first one? Was it right?
Yeah.
Everyone's cool? Awesome. Now, next one. Was everyone able to do the second one?
I did.
Okay.
I'm done.
Cool. All right, now everybody listen, I'm about to write down your first page of homework. I know, you're so happy. In the book I just gave you, I would like for you today to do page 100 to 101. You can write it right on the book, okay? Tomorrow, when you first get in here after we do our little warm-up, we'll mark this so you can make sure you're doing it right. Everybody cool? Everybody good? Now, normally, I wouldn't go until 9:25 because class ends at 9:30. Normally, you'd get a lot more time to work. But we lost a lot of time today because I had to go and get the books, and we had the announcements, and we had it's Monday morning, so we talked a long time about our weekends, right? Normally there would be more time. Normally I wouldn't leave you guys with only 5 minutes of work time in here. I'd give you longer, okay? Remember, if you are doing this tonight and you forget how to do it, where can you go to find the lesson? YouTube. Or you can look in your notes. My YouTube channel, Matt C. Myers 9. And you'll be looking for the video, Block A, Math 9, September 12th, Rational numbers. That's going to be the name of the video that you'll be looking for. Okay? No, that goes to the office, Marcus.